What is going on, Diablo 2 fans? Dobrunsky here, and I'm back with another episode from the Human Bot Project series. This episode, I'm going to be doing 250 Drifter Cavern runs with the Fire Druid in PD2. So you might be wondering why the Fire Druid, or why am I farming this area? Well, I will cover that at the start of the video, and then we'll go over the loot. So I do hope you guys enjoy this video. Quick reminder for those that don't know, I do stream twice a week on Twitch, so if you guys enjoy my YouTube content, you could follow me there on that platform. Any follows would be very much appreciated. Link is, of course, in the description below. I'm streaming a lot of Diablo 2, PD2, and some variety content there, so yeah, I would appreciate some support on Twitch. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Let's jump in. So there's a few frequently asked questions I just want to cover before we jump into recapping the loot, just because I get asked all the time in the comment section below these videos. So the first up is how much percent MF did I have on my Druid? So the final iteration of my gear, it did change a little bit through the progression of these 250 runs, but I had always around 150 MF, and finally I kind of peaked at about 167, I think exactly, but we're always in that range, so no crazy like 300 or 400 MF build. And the second question is, why was I farming the Drifter Cavern? Well, it is now a level 85 area in PD2, and I wanted to farm an area that caters well to Fire Druid, and next to no fire immunes spawn in the Drifter Cavern. So honestly, I wanted to play the Fire Druid. It's a level 85 area, any item can drop there, and there's hardly any fire immunes, with the added bonus of a really cool sparkly chest that has the potential to drop a lot of really cool items. So really, all three of those reasons is why I decided to do a human bot on the Drifter Cavern. And the third and final question that I want to cover is, what player's difficulty setting was I farming the Drifter Cavern on? This came up a lot in the previous human bot project, and it was because I didn't cover it at the start of the video, so I'm going to go over it right now. I was farming players 1 difficulty, but players 1 has players 5 drops default in PD2, so I guess technically it was players 5 LOD drops, but I only had it set to P1, so the monsters weren't any harder, I wasn't getting any more extra experience, but the drop rate was players 5 for these 250 runs. But that covers everything that I wanted to kind of briefly go over, so now let's recap some of the best loot from these 250 Drifter Cavern magic finding runs. The first noteworthy drop from the Drifter Cavern came from an Infidel on run number 17. It's a 3 to bow and crossbow skills matte bow base. It's a really nice bow for a boson, but unfortunately it didn't roll sockets, requiring me to gamble with the Roger Cube to try and get 4 open sockets for a rune word like Ice or Faith. Another cool range weapon drops 11 runs later. It's the Bariza crossbow. I've always liked this weapon because it's an excellent shape-shifting weapon, as well as a ranged weapon for an Amazon. In PD2, Bariza received extra enhanced damage, making it a very powerful, unique weapon. 20 runs later, a rare set weapon drops. It's a Colossus Blade, which is Bolcatho's Sacred Charge. The BK set is interesting in PD2 because they added an extra piece to it. I look forward to testing this set out in the future on a Barbarian. The big ticket rune drops on run 75. A random ghost drops a Burr rune. This is the second Burr rune that I've dropped on my PD2 Holy Grail, which puts me one step closer to making the rumored Infinity and taking a massive leap forward in the power of my elemental characters. A magic finding stable charm drops on run 108. It's a plain 7% MF small charm. It takes a long time to collect a full inventory of these small charms, and this particular charm marks the third 7% MF charm to date that I've found in PD2. 3 runs later, I drop another set piece. It's not necessarily that rare of an item, it's just a pair of IK gloves. However, these gloves are the final piece that I'm missing to complete the full Immortal King set for an Act 5 mercenary build, so I was pretty excited to see these drop. Another nice small charm drops just 7 runs later. It's a plain 5% all res small charm. A nice charm to have early on to help cap your res before you get special items like the Hellfire Torch or Annie Charm. On run 174, 2 noteworthy items drop back to back. First, a unique Grand Crown and a Worldstone Shard off of a pack of Dark Archers. I've always liked this helmet on a mercenary for the life stolen per hit, dexterity, life, and fire res, but in PD2 they added an additional life after kill attribute to the helmet as well. Followed by a defensive aura GC for the Paladin just moments later. Not a valuable skiller in LOD, but it's great for the Oradin in PD2. Another cool small charm drops off of a ghost pack 9 runs later. It's a 3% faster run walk. 15 to mana Small Charm. I love stacking Small Charms like this on the mana-hungry Frost Arrow Boazon. The first unique ring of this project drops on run 190. It's unfortunately a low-rolled Dwarf Star. I'm trying to corrupt a pair of good-rolled Dwarf Star rings for some max block characters because the plus life and percent chance to block gives max blocks characters some valuable life that they often don't have a lot of. Just 2 runs later, another nice Small Charm drops. It's a 16 to life, 11% poison res Small Charm. Lightning or Fire res would be preferable, but at this point my characters are so new that any plus life res Small Charm is a character improvement. The second skiller of this project drops the very next run. It's a summoning skill GC for the Druid. The summoner build in PD2 is a lot stronger than it is in LOD, so this is a nice skill that will open up some more possibilities with the Druid for me in the future. One of my favorite caster body armors drops on Drifter Cavern run 204. It's a unique serpent skin body armor, which is the Viper Magi. This armor rolled 22% res, which is a little low, so I decided to corrupt it. And to make things worse, the Viper corrupted with a magic damage reduced modifier, an unfortunate corruption roll for this very low rolled Viper Magi. The very next run, a Druid specific set item drops. It's a set Shadow Plate, which is Alder's Deception. Unfortunately though, this armor rolled 1 to elemental skills. I would consider using it on my Fire Druid if it had happened to roll 2 to elemental skills instead. The second unique ring of this Drifter Cavern project drops off of a Moonlord pack on run 117. It's another Dwarf Star ring. At least this one rolled a little bit better than the previous one. One of the coolest reworked uniques in PD2 drops just 4 runs later. It's a unique Warpike, which is the Steel Pillar. This item now has a repair durability mod instead of being indestructible, and has a minus enemy physical res roll as well. I really wish that this item had rolled Ethereal because it would be very powerful for any melee build. I go through a bit of a dry spell, but on run 244 my Fire Druid finally hits level 89. Leveling is a little slow on Players 1 difficulty, but it's one step closer to level 93 to start crafting some caster amulets. The final noteworthy item from this Drifter Cavern project drops on the very last run. It's a 44 to all resistances, 401 socket Gilded Shield. This is a really nice base to roll the rune word Spirit. Well guys, there you have it. That wraps up today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Honestly, the drops were kind of okay. I wasn't expecting tons because it's a level 85 area and I only had about 160 MF, so not too many crazy uniques, although the Burr Rune is the second Burr I found in PD2, so I can now make Infinity, which will be a pretty big power upgrade for some of my caster characters like my Fire Druid and my Frost Nova Sorceress, or whatever element I want to play on the Sorceress build. So definitely will be making Infinity in the future. So I think that was my favorite drop, but let me know in the comment section below what your favorite drop was. And as always, if you guys could throw a like on this video, share it, and even consider subscribing if you're new to my channel. I post new weekly content on YouTube, and I do stream it twice a week on Twitch. 20 follows on Twitch and subs on YouTube would be very much appreciated. But guys, catch you on my next video or live stream. Peace out.